Hey there, Leos. This is your January 2019 channeled message combo taroscope for you to make the most out of this month. I'm going to start each month with the general so that Spirit can just let you know everything they want you to know on any topic: love, money, career, sex, whatever. And I'm going to follow it up in about a week with a specific love read for every sign. So give me your comments below. Give me your feedback. Do you like that format? I am a little late this month. Next month it's going to start being more towards the beginning of the month. But do you want spiritual growth? Do you want money growth? Comment below. Let me know. Without further ado, Leo, here's the channeled message first, and then we'll go into the Celtic cross. Leos, 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 good job. Good job, good job, good job. You've done a lot of phenomenal work about getting tapped into you and who you are and taking action when it serves you, when it positively uplifts you. You've learned to kind of take a little bit of a step back to kind of watch people go through their life's journeys, recognizing that you don't need to solve their problem. You don't need to be the solution to the problem. You don't need to tell them how to solve their problem. Sometimes just being there to watch and give them space as they navigate through is sometimes just as important, just as vital, just as good as you actually being the solution. So there's a little bit of recharging this month. There's a little bit of last month, a little bit of this month, kind of recharging, recouping. Think of it this way. When someone runs a marathon, they tend to need, if they're well trained, they need at least a day or two or three to take a break before they can really run again. You've been running a marathon for a while and you didn't know it in terms of taking care of other people and trying to help them hit their goals. So it's okay if you're taking a sigh of relief to really just give yourself the time to, how do I feel this morning? Tending to those emotions, going and getting that cup of coffee just for yourself. It's kind of like when you have the balance too far on this side, sometimes you go a little far on this side, is another way to word it. Know that you will find that happy medium, that happy middle ground, but be okay with the hyper focus on you for a while. That's our wish for you to hear. Be okay recouping. You know the saying, the butterfly has to be the cocoon first. You were a caterpillar, now you're a cocoon, so that you can become the butterfly. Be the butterfly, Leos. Be okay that you're cocooning so that you can become the butterfly. That's what I'm going to call this video. Alright guys, so I already pulled the cards for you, and I used 2 decks this month to try to give you all the nitty-gritty details, you know. So it looks like for the basis of your month, okay, this goes along with what Spirit was saying. You got the New Beginnings card, reversed, and you've got the Simplify Your Life reversed. So this is definitely kind of, this month is about, there's obviously a lack to a new start that you want. It's kind of about knowing that, Leos, you like action, you like fast-paced, you like adrenaline, you like action-packed movies. You like action, you like forward movement. So the little bit of antsiness that you're feeling is not, this is kind of letting you know it's not about jumping to action right away. It's about focus your attention on the emotional well-being of your life, on the evaluating which friendships do you want, do you not want in your life. Because it looks like the only action that you're going to be taking is trimming the fat in your life, figuring out which social obligations, which social outings do you actually want to be doing. So the action that you're taking is really fine-tuning which activities, which experiences, which people, which situations positively uplift you, and only saying yes to the ones that positively uplift you. So know that it's not, the basis of the month is not to jump and start the next new project per se. If you're starting one and you got to do it, but it's about knowing that a good chunk of your action this month is really supposed to be about simplifying your life. Because it's reversed, it's just letting you know, like, this is what, okay, we don't want them upright. Reverse is letting you know that right now, the antsiness is you're trying to jump to action, but the action is supposed to be about simplifying your life. Because this one's reversed, it's Spirit's kind of like smacking you with a wake-up call right now, saying that you're not doing it. Good job for the backing off and letting other people tend to their own emotions. Now use that time to tend to your own emotions this month so that, you know, the end of this month or next month, we'll read the rest of the tarot cards to know if it's this month or next month. so that you can then like butterfly later. So rest up, Leos. In terms of what's crossing this, what's challenging this is that, well, essentially, Leos, you know you're the damn boss. You guys know you are the shit. You guys are very confident and like, you know you can get shit done, and you've had those moments where you just thought of something and it magically, mystically happens. So that's your challenge for the month, because you know how to just kind of upstart a trend and a movement. That's why it's so hard to not jump to action right away, essentially, because you are kind of trying to jump to, you're switching straight to morning affirmations. You're switching to straight to, what do I want to accomplish this morning? What do I want to do? I want to switch to the better feeling thought, when it's really more about, don't take action yet. Simplify your life and tend to your emotions. Know that tending to your emotions is kind of a big deal right now. You guys might like the book Teal Swan, The Completion Process, because it really talks about meditation. There's lots of different forms and lots of different variations of it. There is the high vibe, just call in the light, up your vibrations. There's, the Vipassana, there's the meditate with the spirit guides, there's the grounding, there's all kinds of meditations. Her meditation is more about tuning in. How do I feel in my body? I feel scared, I feel lonely, I feel this. Instead of jumping straight to the, well, I want to feel this way, instead, go to the, well, why do I feel scared? Explore the thought. That's the intimacy with you. Explore the thought. Explore the relationship between you and you. Oh, well, I feel a little scared because work mentioned that they might get bought over. Of course I feel scared. Anyone would feel scared in that. Anyone would wonder, is the new company that buys it over going to keep us, going to fire us? Is there going to be a huge turnover? Anyone would feel this way. If you do that self-soothe, that self-validation, you're going to have a beautiful day ahead that's clear, present, clear in the moment. If you ignore it, that's when you get that antsy feeling. Something feels off, something feels wrong, I want to do something. Let the doing be tending to your emotions. Okay, in terms of the reason why you're learning that lesson right now, this is why you're learning it. Oh, okay, so check it out. You recently, Leos, you guys are very good at action, you guys are very good at starting trends and that good stuff. But it looks like your ask was you just want to be happier in life. You just want to be happier. You want to explore the intimacies, the intricacies of relationships. You just want much more happiness and peacefulness and harmony in life. You still want the action, the fast pace, the good old Leo stuff, but you also just want to be happy. So because it's the basis, like it's the underlying reason why the basis is coming up, it's letting you know that you did the ask and now you're like ignoring it. It's kind of like a person who's 400 pounds and like, I want to lose weight. The friend is, hey, I can help with that. We can go on walks together. Not today. Next week. You're like ignoring the fact that you do want to be happier. And all that means, guys, law of attraction, you have momentum built up and doing something a certain way. Someone who's been running like really fast, sprinting, you don't just in one step switch to walking slow. You have a fast jog, slow jog, fast walk, walk normal pace. So you got to kind of slow down the momentum of how you've been leading your life, of jumping to action, jumping to solving other people's problems. You're winding down that energy now as you're amping up the energy of taking the time to prioritize you and your emotions first. So that's kind of like a little bit of lesson. And it looks like there is a little bit of father healing that's going on this month. And so, one great way to do that, and this I learned from Oren to Ben. I learned it from Teal Swan too. The Teal Swan Completion book is a really good book to read, guys. It's called The Completion Process. So when you do that morning exercise of how do I feel, if it's something like scared or whatever it is, it might be something immediate around you that evoke that. Oh, of course I feel scared. My boss said they might be selling, so I am worried about my job. Duh, of course I feel this way. It might be, I feel left out, I feel abandoned. You want to go ahead and go, whoa, love yourself. Like, I didn't know you felt that way. Like, I'm glad I'm, having the relationship with myself. Like, well, when's the last time you felt alone and abandoned? Let the most previous memory pop into your mind, kind of relive the experience in a way so that you get the emotions out and then go, oh, that's right, I didn't fully process those emotions. Okay, I'm letting that go. And then ask yourself, When's the previous time? When's the previous time? You want to trace it back to the first time you felt it, so that you can fully release it. Some people call this shadow work. Some people call it inner child work. Teal Swan has a point that most bad crap that happens in our life is between the age of like 0 to 8. Anything after that is simply a mirror that's reflecting what we learned when we were younger. So it's twofold. You got to kind of wake up and realize that you asked for a happier life. So it's now time to take action on that and do that. Some of it is going back to the father healing that when you're younger too. So it's kind of twofold. In terms of what happened in the recent past for you guys, okay, there was a little something unsettling. You got the Peace card reversed coupled with the Healing Oracle card reversed. So in the recent past, it looks like you are ignoring the father healing. Maybe for you it might be mother healing. You're just flat out ignoring some trauma from the past. There's some forgiveness that you're not letting yourself do. You're ignoring the fact that there's something to forgive. And one thing to do is if your parents are like, they're crossed over, write a letter. Like, you know what, I feel bummed. You didn't love me the way I needed to be loved. And you acted like the little one and made me be the big one. You didn't take care of me the way I needed you to take care of me. Like, I felt like I was pushed beyond what was comfortable for me. Kind of like write a letter to them. Maybe it's an ex-lover that you need to get over. Maybe it's your parents and all that. Write a letter, and you don't have to mail it, just so you can get your emotions out to them. Because you're avoiding, it's kind of like that. Sometimes, guys, like when you're overeating or when you're going to that puff, or when you're whatever drug of choice you might have, you're taking that swig. Or sometimes, guys, disassociation, daydreaming, or sometimes ADD. I'm not giving medical advice right now, but sometimes when this topic, all of those have the core common theme of avoiding an emotion that you don't want to feel. No one actively wants to feel into that abuse or trauma that happened when they're younger. It feels yucky, it feels icky, so you're escaping via those other modalities to try to feel better. But y'all know how it works. When you take that one beer, you feel a little better. It soon gets to a point where the alcohol is running in your life and the alcohol's not making you feel better, it's making you feel worse. If you go back and some people call it healing, some people call it just integrating that part of you that stopped growing at that age into who you are, that's what's going to flip these bad boys around and actually get you the peace. I've seen people overnight when they go back, some clients, they're like, I haven't smoked in a month. I haven't felt a need to do it. And I also haven't been actively trying to not smoke. I just stopped. And it's because the first core reason, the emotion they were trying to avoid feeling and they escaped into the other stuff, like they processed it, so they just didn't need it anymore. Kind of like if you hurt your ankle, sometimes you go and if you break your arm, you'll go and get a cast so it can't move, right? So it can heal. When you take the cast off, maybe you need a soft cast so it can move like a little bit. That's like the equivalent of going from 20 bottles of alcohol a night down to 10. And then in time, you got to take the soft cast off and just slowly heal your arm. But if you don't take the time to put the cast on, hey, arm, I see that you're broken. Let me patch you up. You can't get to the other two steps. So be willing to be an emotional cast. Okay, in terms of, let me know what's going on, guys. If enough of you comment below and let me know, like, yeah, I'm healing from an abusive dad, I'm healing from that, I'll make a video on it specific for that topic. Okay, in terms of the current moment they're in, okay, so the current moment they're in, your beautiful Leo self, you got the sun upright, so you kind of have found that spark of hope in life. You are feeling much, much better in life, guys. It's just as you go through life, it's like a snake. And a snake always sheds layers of its skin so that it can grow bigger, stronger, okay? So it's not about switching straight to the good thought. It's about unhooking those old emotions so that the new skin that you do is even brighter than what you could have done on your own. But you are feeling more hopeful and just kind of like happy in the present moment. You're like, oh, I got my spark of happiness back. But it looks like there's a little bit of avoidance of a feeling of safety, a little like, I don't feel safe. You know, it's like what can happen for some people if they grew up in an abusive childhood situation. When you move out on your own, you get financially independent and you move out on your own, you still sometimes carry around the sensations with you of, I'm walking on eggshells. I don't feel safe. But take a moment, take a couple breaths, look around your current, this right now is only going to apply to people who are now financially independent and living on their own. You're out of the house of your abuser. And just recognize, like, hey, I'm safe. I've crafted my life. I have locks on my doors. I choose when they do and don't come over. It's kind of like there's a little bit of, even though you are feeling better and hopefulness, it's really about being willing to integrate both. The stuff you feel good about, the stuff you don't feel good about, the good and the bad. Allow yourself to feel both. And in time, both will raise higher, 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 so that even your new bad, your new sad days are pretty fucking awesome. So just kind of acknowledge whatever it is that you don't feel 100% safe on. It might be a simple matter of like the abuse example I gave, or it might be my boss was talking about restructurings. So I'm feeling really good, I'm feeling really happy, but of course there's a little part of me that's a little like, what did my boss mean? Or like if it's a relationship, it can be, my babe isn't responding as quick. I'm happy, but she's not responding as quick as she used to. That's just a couple different ways that this could be playing out for you guys. In terms of going into the future, so it looks like going into the future, you got the Magician upright. But guys, this is honestly a lot of major arcana cards for a read. So know that it's a big month for you and there's a lot going on. And all the emotions that you're feeling and going through, if you process them, you'll just be, I've got a lot going on. If you don't process your emotions, you're going to quickly get into overwhelm, okay? Because you even have one more coming up. But so going into the future, you're definitely going to be feeling confident. You're definitely going to be feeling like you can manifest things. I've got this, okay? But check it out. You've got the set your sights higher reverse. So when you've got it upright, it's hello, ask for something bigger. It's the hello, you're feeling confident. You feel like you can get the pay raise at work. You're asking for $90,000. Ask for the $120K. But it's reverse, so you're feeling confident, you feel like you can manifest, you can go for it. But it looks like you're not, as of right now, when you watch this video, it's an energetic snapshot at the time. There is no predicting a future, there's no predetermined set course. This is an energy snapshot, it's like a Polaroid. As of right now, you are not going to be taking the advice that Spirit gave you and that the tarot cards gave you to tend to your emotions. So because you're feeling confident and yada, 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 you're going to go for it. If you take the time to tend to your emotions, maybe read a book, maybe ask others, hey, what would you negotiate for? It looks like there's something that you're unaware of that you can ask for. So what that would look like, if we go with the example of work, you're going for the new job, you went for the, okay, I'm going to ask for the pay raise from $80,000 to $90,000. But if you take the time to feel into, I feel underpaid, I feel this, I feel that, maybe you'll bump into that HR manager who gives you free advice to go do a salary survey. Go look at Glassdoor, Indeed, salarysurvey.com, pull the title that you're going for, and 9 salaries, the location that those titles are at, what company are they at, what geographic region are they at, and then pull the salaries and then do an average of all of them. You might realize that the average is $120K. So if you kind of take that pause to view everything, you realize you can ask for more. Right now, you're not even aware you could ask for more. Or if you ask other people, like, hey, what would you negotiate for? I'm going for a director level role. Oh, well, you know what I did then? I asked for Mondays if I could work from home, and oh my God, my happiness is just that much happier. I don't have to drive 5 days a week. I only got to do it 4 days a week now. Oh, you know, I actually negotiated more vacation days. Oh, I actually negotiated that they would pay for my recertification. I didn't but you wouldn't have thought to have asked for that stuff unless you kind of take the time to do everything they told you to do. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, wow, this is a conflicting message here. Your personal power this month is to recognize that confidence doesn't always come from money, from being able to take action. Sometimes your confidence from this point going forward needs to come from feeling good. That's the combo of these two. It's allow confidence not to come from if you got 100 people, 1,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 people to sign a petition, but it's maybe this month you just, I donated $10, 100, 1,000, whatever. Everyone has different income amounts and their goal. I donated this much to this cause, so it wasn't about the action you took, but I gave this money and I feel good about it. Let how you feel be your new indicator of success. That's your personal power. How you feel is your indicator of success, not the action, how much action you took. Okay, outside influences. Outside influences. You got the Empress, Major Arcana, Tarot card reverse, and the Treasure Chest reverse. So they are trying to smack you vibrationally to wake up. This is the big O. You are not listening to your intuition. For those of you who are also channelers out there in tarot cards, you are not listening to the messages that you are intuitively getting, your gut feeling that, I don't think I should do this. Well, there's nothing indicating that I shouldn't do it. I'm going to do it anyway. Listen to your gut. This is the spirit saying, hello, you are not listening to us. You are not listening to your intuition. Treasure chest. Because you're not listening to your intuition, there's a treasure chest that you're going to miss out on. It's kind of like you set off on the journey to find the rainbow. Okay? There's a path, and you're like, well, I'm going to keep following the path. But your intuition is like, hey, start veering right, start veering right. And your human level mind, the ego mind, is like, but that's off the path. This is the path. I want the easier path. That's off the path. But the treasure chest might just be 50 feet off the path that you can't see because it's behind a rock. Whereas the path might take you that way and you never get the treasure chest. Or the path is going to take you around and around and around to get there, like another day of walking. Instead, you could just walk 50 feet off path. Don't miss the pot of gold. Okay, in terms of, this is your hopes or fears for this month. Oh, interesting. So your hopes or fears is Knight of, you got the Knight of Gabriel reversed. That's all about, okay. So your fear is, if I don't take action, I'm not going to get anything that I want. But guys, you know how it works. You got to do energy first, get the energy into alignment first, and then take action. But you just have a big fear right now that if I don't take action, I'm not going to get what I want. And there's the Mother Healing. Look at that. You guys got to tend to your emotions this month, Leos, because you got the Mother Healing card reversed too. So if I don't take action, I'm not going to get what I want. And there's avoidance. If I don't take action, then I'm going to feel uneasy, and I might have to deal with the fight I had with my mom recently, or that difficult conversation that I have to have with my boss. This is the big ol' your fears. If I don't take action, it's not going to happen. And it's also the big ol' like avoidance of emotional issues, avoidance of difficult conversations. Guys, I just got to tell you, as I meet people who are wealthier and wealthier and wealthier, and I'm talking about wealth, not abundance, not money coming in, but wealth, they're more willing to have those difficult conversations that, hey, wait, so what's going on? Yeah, I know the work didn't get done. Like, we both know the work that I hired you for didn't get done, but yeah, what's going on? The person who avoids it is the person who's going to be broke. The person who is willing to have it is the person who's going to be wealthy. So I don't know. I was trying to give you a little incentive there to be willing to have the conversation. Wealthy people tend to be willing to have the difficult conversations. Okay, in terms of your outcome for this month, guys, you got the Knight of Michael reversed with Divine Magic. So it's your outcome this month is really kind of letting you know. I'm trying to get it. Okay. Well, okay, I'm trying to think how to explain this. Your outcome for the month is the magic is there, the energy is there. You got to do the cocoon phase first. You got to do the energetic work. You got to do the emotional healing work first. If you do all of that, the energy is prime, ripe, lumped for a delicious month for you guys. But you also got it coupled with a card of like lack of action. And the Michael suit also tends to kind of be when you're in your head a little bit too. You're kind of giving yourself like a little mental anguish. It's like you're going to beat yourself up for not taking the action, even though it kind of feels good to be doing it. And guys, like, you got to enjoy the journey. You gotta attract. Every fucking spiritual guru teaches that. You gotta enjoy the journey. Like, guys, what's the point of walking and getting to the pot of gold if you've been the whole time? You're fat, you're ugly, you're not good enough. You should have gotten there faster. If you're really good enough, you would have gotten there faster. That's this one. The energy's there for a magical, prosperous month for you. It looks like you're gonna beat yourself up. So Leo's like, none of that, man. Don't do that, Leos. Don't beat yourself up. Don't do that. I hope that the best tips that I can give people without knowing what's going on in a specific situation in your life is identify how you feel. Step 1. I feel this way. I feel that way. Step 2. Self-validate. Of course I feel that way. My uncle did blah, blah, blah to me when I was younger. Of course I feel that way. Anyone would feel nervous if they thought their company might sell. Anyone would feel threatened. Anyone would feel this way. Self-soothe. It's okay to be feeling this way. It's normal to feel this way. It's okay to be feeling how I'm feeling. If you guys would just do those 3 steps every day, this month, and it's not going to take you longer than 2 to 3 minutes. Some days you might have an emotional breakdown, 2 to 3 hours, but if you just did that for 2 to 3 minutes every day this month, your world will change, your life will change, your world will change. Like, oh, this is how I feel. Of course I feel that way. Anyone would feel this way. It's okay for me to feel this way. It's really going to show yourself that unconditional love, self-love, self-compassion, self-care. That's what all of those are about, just doing those 3 simple steps, guys. All right, I love you a bunch, Leos. If you want, this month I am offering personal videos. So if you would like a personal video just for you, click down below. You'll get redirected to a checkout page. You'll be able to enter in your questions, so you'll get the answers to your questions. And you'll also get the general from Spirit too, so that you get answers to the questions that you didn't know you had to ask. And to everyone who donates to this channel, thank you so, so much. Some of you did email me to request to make it easier. So I added in the PayPal Me button down below. If you'd like to donate, I appreciate it so much. It always gives me the good feels if it's $1 or if it's $100. I love them all. Thank you. Mwah. It's what lets me do this, and I love doing it. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, give me a share. I always love all of that. So I love you guys bunches, and I will probably end of this week, early next week, start making the loves for this sign. Mwah. Bye, guys.